I'm not prepared at all. I haven't done any notes. Guys, welcome to another Sunday Night Live session. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Watercraft Journal. My name is Kevin Shaw. Thanks for tuning in on this Sunday. Hope everyone's doing really good. Happy New Year. We haven't talked since... Have we talked since New Year? Not really sure. All right. Well, Happy New Year. All right, great. Everyone, Billy is here. Billy is here. Please welcome Billy. All right. Oh, good. I even have a water. I thought for sure I didn't have one. All right. Oh boy. Okay. So, couple things in news. If you guys have not gotten your Sunset Red UV jersey, we still have them in stock, but I know we are starting to thin out on the more extreme sizes. I think we have like 2 triple X's left, and I think we have like 1 or 2 of the mediums left. So yeah. Still got lots of XLs and larges and double X's. I think, yeah, triple X, we're down to like our last couple of those. Yeah, okay. Because I just fulfilled an order today for another triple X and went out to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And let's see one. Please go to the store. In fact, here is the store listing. I put it up at the top, but I'll put it right here again. Go ahead and click on that. Yeah, so we have a handful. Well, we have quite a few left of the red. After red, I've gotten requests for lots of different colors. I think the next one we're going to do is kind of a smoke like layer, not black because black's really dark, but it's going to be layers of like charcoal gray. So for you guys who have blacked out Yamahas or blacked out Sea-Doos, or are anticipating the 310X, which is expected to be blacked out except for some highlights of green. It's going to be primarily gloss and smoke black or matte black with pinstripe green. That is going to be no, I'm not. Alex, it's pretty funny. But yeah, for you guys who are interested in oh, David, very good point. For a lot of you guys who aren't necessarily a double X or a triple X, the jersey fits over your if you're wearing a wetsuit and or your life vest. So if you want to wear it over your life vest or your wetsuit and life vest, that's a good one too. David, thank you. Very good point. And I have done that because I do have a double X that I occasionally wear. And so, yeah, that works as well. So, okay, cool. Yeah, very, very good point. That's asking to get pulled over. Now, boo-hoo, you just pull it up and show it. Here's a fun tip. Don't live somewhere where there's a bunch of a-holes who pull people over. So, all right. So, let's see. Jerseys. Let me mark that off. And according to all economists, this is the year to get out of your blue state. If you're in one, this is the year to do it. If you have any equity in your home or any money, get out now because it's going to get worse. They're saying in the next 90 days to 120 days, we're going to watch some real hits to our economy. So orange, ooh, that'd be kind of fun. Orange, I mean, blue sold, and blue sold the light blue that we did. The light blue sold really fast. Red has been a slower one, and if we did yellow, wouldn't it would thin out a lot of people. A lot of guys were asking for purple because of the Sea-Doos, but Millennium Purple or Millennium Yellow, the Midnight Purple is not being carried over, and so there's no more purple. And if purple was more widespread, I'd say sure. And Yamaha, not a lot of guys are doing like the turquoise. So I'm trying to hit as many birds with one stone, and we only do one color a season. So it's looking like it's going to be kind of a layering of like charcoals and grays, kind of a smoke. It's actually a really neat design, a really neat pattern, and so we really like that one. So Cowie green, yeah, well, that thins me out too. Now, don't get me wrong, there's going to be some Yamaha guys who have green. There is a handful of Sea-Doos that are in kind of that iridescent green, but I'm pretty much lined up for the gray one. So quit your bitching. It's going to be gray. So, today's scent is Jade Waters. Lily and green apple. Okay. All right. News. Well, first videos. Okay, so you guys saw that the most recent video that went out. When I say video, I mean episodic video, and that was the Riva air filter kits. Those, I've been waiting for that video to get rubber stamped since like May, and I was on the phone with Riva in regards to the IGSBA safety. I talked about it a little bit in our last live session that I'm being dragged into this, and thankfully I'm not a moderator. Thankfully I'm not playing a bigger role than just some jackass who has ideas. Basically they want to start holding some Zoom meetings, and if the discussion progresses this far and they want to take it public, we would use the Watercraft Journal as an online media asset where it would be basically a Zoom call or a multi-panel call on YouTube, and we would be discussing it that way. Maybe takes comments and questions from the peanut gallery. But and I say that jokingly. Please don't get all upset and say Kevin called us with peanuts or whatever. Okay, people are sensitive. So that's to be said is I still haven't done the Mudbug video, and I still haven't done the Explorer Pro, and that is starting to weigh pretty heavy on me. I'm gone all this week. I go to Oklahoma for a really cool thing for our car magazine, and that takes a huge priority. So that's what's going to happen. I just keep pushing things back. And I know CD is kind of like, bro, where's the video on the Explorer? Like, we know you don't like it, but are you going to do something with it? I'm like, I know. I got to do it. So just got to get done. So those are the videos that are pending. I have to do a video for Strapino on one of their retracting straps. And I know I've talked to you guys about the Strapino situation, and that's fine. the nice thing is that it's a product I actually like and I use, and I've beaten the crap out of it and it still works. So I'm pretty happy with what I've seen. So there's that. And news-wise, news. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's take this question really quick. David writes, question, should I return my Riva intake for the filter? It hasn't shipped yet. Green Hulk. I don't know what you're asking for, David. What watercraft? What filter? What application? What? Your question makes no sense. So I'm sorry. So until I get more detail, I don't know how to answer that question because that makes no sense to me. Oh, that's the end of it. I burned it down to the bottom. Now it looks like a burning incense in here. It's patchouli. It's the end of that one. All right. Well, let's get into it. So what's going on right now is I'm having to take a big assessment of the Watercraft Journal and the business that I operate. And I've talked a little bit about this previously, and it's going to be a little bit more of the same. And it's not going to be specifically about jet skis. So if you guys don't care about whatever I'm talking about, you can tune out. So, no, you want the cold air kit if you're doing a stage 1 kit. David, you're going to want the cold air kit. All right. The new filter does demonstrably help. Here's the thing. My take on how I would build an FX radically has changed because of a couple things. All right. If I were to buy a blacked out FX SVHO with no sound, it would be a nano hull boat because I get it used. And some guys who, is scared of scratching the paint or doesn't know how to take care of his skis, I would have jumped on that one. And I would do the Stage 1 Plus tune. I would do the air ribbon delete. I would do the new Pro filter, green filter, not the cold air kit. And I would do the impeller and Pro Series sponsons. And that would put me at 81 miles an hour, and I would be totally satisfied with an 80 mile an hour 3-seater. And that's how I would build my FX. So that's how I would do it. Okay, so we're going to get into Ray. It's not imperative for benefit. It's imperative for the life of your jet ski, for your Sea-Doo. And yes, any supercharged Sea-Doo needs a catch can. I don't care if it's JP. I don't care if it's Riva. I don't care if it's some other fly-by-night guy. I don't care if you go to Amazon and go buy one. Okay? To be honest, I find that all current catch cans are insufficient. All right? If you're the only person, for the person who isn't going to be making excess boost, and the only way that you make extra boost is by changing the impeller wheel on your supercharger, you don't make more boost with a tune. All right. You need to change out the impeller to make more boost. If you have no plans to put extra boost through that engine, all catch cans should not be vented to atmosphere. They should be vented back into the intake tube, into the air intake. So every one of them in my eyes are incomplete. And that's just basic understanding of engine operation. So the Riva kit is a non-baffled bottle with a vent to the outside. The JP kit is, to my understanding, I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, because I've never cracked it open and I've never seen how he manufactures it. But the JP kit is literally just a stainless tube that's vented to atmosphere. It's not baffled. All right. What I want is available for $30 from China on Amazon, and that is an oil extractor kit. All right. What that does, it does everything that a catch can proposes to do, but it's baffled. It has a return line back into the crankcase, and it's vented back into the air intake. That way, it has a continuous circuit of vacuum. Crankcase positive pressure from the crankcase, positive atmosphere from the crankcase, baffling return line, and it's getting negative atmosphere, draw, vacuum from the air intake. This apparently blows people's brains right out of their ears, but that's how an oil extractor works. Or an oil separator, not extractor. Oh, I've been saying extractor. Oil separator. I've been saying extractor. No, go look. Just look up the word oil separator kit. Darby, just look it up. You can type it. I gave you the words. Clickety in. Use your clickety click machine and poke it with your nose. Put it in. Evil Energy. There. Evil Energy makes total knockoff, cheap, super cheap baffle kits. Smartass. I am a smartass. Yes. Correct. You are correct. Yeah, just type it in. Oil separator kit. There you go. Ray did it for you. It's what, $30? It's all black. The only thing is that you need to figure out a bracket on how to mount it. That's your only problem. You need to figure out how to mount it. $37. Ding, ding, ding. Warheads. I've already done stage 1 kits. I've done limited edition kits. Done it all. He should get a gift for that one. I don't have anything to give you. I don't know. Ray, email me your address and I'll send you some stickers. I don't even have stickers here. Okay. I normally have stickers. Yeah. Email me and I'll send you a handful of stickers. All right. Well, let's talk about what's going on, because I got bad news. Tonight is the last night for Sunday Night Live. This is going to be, yes, I do. Go to the website, Henry. So this is the last Sunday night I'm doing this. I had to do some real personal assessment on where I want to be and what I want to do and what I want, how I want to be as a father and husband, how I want my business to grow. And I'm realizing that the number one thing I need to do is keep the Sabbath day holy. A lot of you guys are going to tune out and go, oh, shit, here we go. And you're going to tune out. And that's fine. Okay. For me, personally, in my house, we're going to serve the Lord. And the water is starting to boil. And we're all frogs in the same pot. And I need to make sure that that I'm doing everything I can on my end to ensure that we are in favor with the laws of heaven. And I realize this is kind of weird, and this is kind of, like guys are like, whoa, dude, getting preachy. But, I'm the most foul-mouthed Mormon you'll ever meet. But for us, we needed to make a choice. And one of those was that I really needed to make a choice as to how I spent my Sundays. And I was, don't get me wrong, guys, owning your own business owning your own business, you end up working 24/7. You work a lot. And my kids know that I work all the time. If I'm not in the shop or out in the water or out filming, I'm at the computer. And Sundays, I'd come home from church, I'd change my clothes, run down to the office, and I'd start cranking out the week's worth of content and then doing show prep. And then all my kids know, oh, hey, Dad's doing a podcast tonight, so we can't go stomping around on a Sunday night. And they're upstairs watching a Disney movie or, not Disney Channel, but, old Disney movies that I approve of. And so I'm like, I got to stop using Sunday as a work day. I can work Saturday. I can work Monday through Friday. I work Monday through Friday. I put in 60, 70, 80 hours a week. So I decided to make a choice, and that choice was I'm not working on Sundays anymore. Now, what that means is that the podcasts are not done. I'm not quitting the podcasts. I've already bought the software. We're going to start bringing guests in. I talked to you guys about this. We're going to start using it in that different way. But I want everyone here to help me vote on Monday through Thursday, because Friday is date night, and I'm not doing this on Saturday night. No one's going to show up on Saturday night. But Monday through Thursday, I want to hear votes. Now, you guys can go here and vote your brains out, but I'm going to put up a poll. I'm putting a poll on the YouTube channel. This is going to go Monday through Thursday. Now, personally, Monday works best for me. I'm okay doing Monday. If you guys want to do Monday, if you want me to do it later, or you want me later would be better, or at the same time, it's fine. But if you said, hey, listen, why don't we start an hour later on Monday? I'd be gravy. So that would be okay. The problem is we have East Coast guys, and that means they're starting up at 9, So I'm thinking Mondays. My wife says, hey, listen, we don't have soccer, we don't have dance, we don't have swim practice, blah, 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 blah. Monday. Wednesday's the toughest for me because we have church youth group and we've got dance for the other kids. So I'm thinking Monday. Now, that's just how I'm going to be. My thinking is going to be Monday. And, oh, look at you. Ray already sent his address in. He's like, give me stickers. All right, buddy, you're getting stickers tomorrow. I'll put it in the mail. All right. So that is the idea is I'm gonna make a conscientious effort to stop working on Sundays. I guess this last year I was like stopping with the energy drinks so my heart doesn't explode. But then I started seeing that everyone's hearts are exploding because of climate change. But yeah, so let's so this year is working on 6 days a week. So yeah, that is going to be the idea. Is I'm putting everyone here seems cool with Monday, but if that's the case, I'm going to put up the survey on the YouTube channel because again, not everyone gets to tune in on a Sunday night. So let me put that up. Let me put that vote up for everyone. And it'll be Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday. I'm just going to leave Wednesday off the ticket because I can't do it. Just because I've got kids. Kids eat up a lot of your time. But yeah, I'm going to put that survey up or that poll. If you guys can absolutely blast that poll for Monday, let's do it. And if we want to do Monday at 9, I can do it. I can do it an hour later, and that doesn't hurt. 9 p.m. is tough for the East Coast. All right, well, that's fair. All right, if you want me to keep it at 8 o'clock, I can do that too. So let's just do that. Don't delay the start. Okay. Yeah, I really would like to have everyone kind of chime in on the poll. So that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna talk about the polls. I would write 7 days a week. Yeah. So that was really the number one thing on my mind, was making. There's good, better, and best decisions, and the best decisions are always the hardest. You know, hey, I want to be healthy, and I want to, you know, I want to be physically healthy. I want to not be miserable. I want to wake up in the morning and have energy. Well, guess what? That requires exercise. That requires eating better. That's the best choice. The good, better, best. And you got to make the better choice. And hey, I want to have a good relationship with my spouse. Okay, great. Well, you got to have date night, and you got to have conversations, and you got to make time for one another, and you got to, okay, that's the best decision. It's not the easiest. So it's time to start making best decisions, better and best decisions. I think all of us. So yeah, that's going to be really the big thing for here. Well, thank you, Chris. That means a lot. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Speaking of which, I got a case of the drops today. Holy crap. What was the name of the instrument that they played on the old commercials for Ricola? What was the name of the musical instrument? Come on. Who's going to get pictures? Or pictures. Who's going to get 2 stickers? Tell me the name of the instrument that they played in the old commercials that everyone knows. Come on, Ray. It's got a name. It's got a name. Come on, you guys. Yeah, it's huge. It's got a name. Nope. Oh, I am so disappointed. It's not a yodel horn. It's not a tuba. Nope. There is a mountain named after it. Alphorn, very close. It's not an alphorn. Oh, maybe it is an alphorn. Maybe it is a Matterhorn. But I am looking up alphorn right now, and everyone's telling me it's alphorn. So maybe I screwed up trying to play in the alphorn. I always knew them as, they were always called Matterhorns. Matterhorn, yeah. Well, crap. Who said alphorn? Who was first to say alphorn? Recording Olympic alphorns with Antoine Estepy, Adventure State. Holy crap, Chris. Well, if it's alphorn, then Chris is right. Yeah, Chris is right. Crap, I Googled it. See, I always knew they were called a Matterhorn. I said Catman. Catman, Matterhorn. Yeah, I pointed out, but see, everyone's yelling alphorn, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh, crap. It's called the official, or is a labraphone. Alphorn is a labraphone. Okay, yeah, I'm totally wrong. Crap, Chris wins. Bunch of cheaters. Labraphone. Yeah, that's funny. All right. All right. Well, let's talk about stuff to look forward to. Cowie horn. Smart house. All right. All right. Thank you, Tony. That means a lot. Yes, it's an Alphorn. I'm incorrect. Chris looked it up first. Everyone else was like, "Ooh, that sounds like the right idea." I'm totally wrong on that one. That's funny. All right. We need to do more movie trivia. Movie trivia seems to go really well with you guys. All right. So, what's coming out for 2024, halfway 2023 in the future? Everyone seems to like this stuff. I already told you that, everyone knows, everyone saw the announcement that Cowie's coming out with 2 more skis. Now that I know exactly what it is, I cannot tell you because now I know for certain what it is. If you see previous videos that I've done, I give a very strong I give a very strong hint as to what it should be or what it could be. And what I believe is going to be how can I describe this without giving too much away? The Sea-Doo Explorer Pro takes this market, what I feel, too far. My personal opinion. So the Explorer Pro is that naturally aspirated cruiser market, the long distance cruiser guy, the guy who's exploring, the guy who's going upriver, chasing the shoreline of the lake that he hasn't been on, long distance. Yamaha has buttered its bread with the FX HO and the FX Cruiser HO for a decade, if not longer. And those machines sell every year. They never have a problem selling them. They go. Because the older, more mature buyer who's looking for something for he and his old lady to go out and ride, they jump onto the FX and they go cruise. And they're comfortable, they're dry, they have a good time. Cowie really left this giant hole in their lineup. They weren't talking to the GTX 170 people. They were never talking to the Explorer Pro people. They didn't have anything that was comparable to the FX HO, FX Cruiser HO. And I felt very strongly this was where they needed to jump. They needed to jump in there. And thankfully, they're paying attention. And how I would offer if I was in charge of Kawasaki, how I would make a comparable offering I'd have a stripped down Ultra, the new deck, new ergonomics, the gull wing storage. This Ricola is clacking around in my teeth, and I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's driving me crazy. But all the new ergonomics, a new dash, all that kind of stuff. Brakes, of course. Brakes in reverse on the right-hand side. And that would just be the entry level. All the fly-by-wire engine management hardware, all the new software that they've got in there really drastically helps out. That would be number one. Probably white with red or white with blue. Really, really boring. Very entry. Then I think I would offer quite frankly, I would offer everything on the LX, the 310 LX, without the supercharger. Lexus gold color or bronze color or, I hear taupe is very soothing. Some adult color, metallic color, whatever. 4S speakers, reverse facing camera, dual USB ports, everything else that you could throw at it. That's how I would, enter into that market. I would offer a stripped down one and a totally loaded up one. Now, obviously, we know there's a third supercharged unit, and that's the LXS. and that has the reverse camera, the backwards facing camera and the deck. I do not know if either. Yes, thank you, David, for catching Ocean's 11. Thank you very much, David, coming through. No one was going to get that reference. Oh, I'm not alone in this world. I love it. All right. Steven, I presume you're asking for the supercharged skis. 2023, no, they're all carryovers. 2024, the supercharged skis may have new colors. It is very likely, but they'll carry over everything from 22 and 23. They'll be the same. All right. So, I do not know if the naturally aspirated units will be offered with the swim step, deck extension, excuse me. And that just remains to be seen. I just simply don't know. I personally would prefer it without, but that's just me. So, some people want it. Some people absolutely want the Ultra deck. They think they think it's wonderful, and they want to have, they want to have the extra deck space. Okay, cool. You can put the new rack system on there, and you can have that. Whatever floats your boat. I'm of two minds of it, really, when it comes to that whole thing. So I'm kind of like, whatever. But that's how, if I was in charge of Kawasaki, I would offer a plain Jane and then everything and the kitchen sink LX. I think in between, there should be a regular Jet Sounds, just 2 speakers instead of 4, and without the deck, and some of the other bells and whistles. But, you can mix and match and build your own. You can build your own ski. That'd be kind of neat. You could just start checking boxes and they make it, her suit for you and just totally custom. That'd be kind of trick, but that would be incredibly expensive. But you know what's funny? I don't know if you guys remember, Dodge did this a while ago. Dodge did this back in 2018, where you could go in and you could order a Hellcat or a Scat Pack or any one of the stage kits, and you could build your own ski or build your own car. Excuse me. You could build. All right, I want it in Go Mango Orange. I want, gray leather interior instead of black. I want a shaker hood and a stripe on the back, but I want an orange stripe, not a black stripe. And I want these wheels. And you could literally build your own. You could build your own car. And you paid the jailbreaks. Yes. Now, jailbreaks a little different. Those are the last run of it. But back in 17 and 18, they were pushing that. You paid a little extra for it, but you could, the Demon, you couldn't, the Demon had a pretty set parameters. You had a pretty set group of parameters in which you couldn't really go outside of. You only had so many colors. You only had so many things. But pretty good for a Ford guy. Yeah. But that was something that was really interesting. And it was costly and it slowed down production. But it also produced a lot of really unusual machines and really unique machines. And that was something really, really cool. And I think if Kawasaki, in operating in low production numbers, said, we're going to do a 2-month window or a 3-month window, and you can build your ski the way you want. We're going to offer X amount of colors, 5 colors, whatever, or the colors they got, but you can mix and match. Okay, well, I want an X, but I want the green off of the LXS, and I want 4S speakers, but I don't want the deck extension, and I don't need the reverse facing camera, and blah 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 blah. And you could build your own package. I wonder how cost prohibitive that would be, because ultimately it comes down to cost. You know it as much as I do. It has to make sense to the bean counters. They're not going to do it if it's going to cost them money. Now, if you said, hey, listen, for the chance to build my own custom ski, I'll pay an extra $800, or I'll pay an extra $600, or I'll pay whatever premium to get the package that I want. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now, even if it was all existing product, think about it, because it doesn't cost them anything. You know, if you say, well, I want it red, or I want it burnt orange, or I want it yellow, or I want whatever, that's going to be costly. That's another $500 or another $1,000 or whatever, because it's now you're casting plastics, now you're painting, now you're doing XYZ. Now you have new graphics. It turns into a whole big thing. But if you say, hey, listen, given the current lineup, given everything that you guys offer right now on the shelf, but I want to build my own unit. That is something, because that gives Kawasaki an edge over Yamaha and Sea-Doo, because it's unique. It's not mass produced. Okay, you got to enter into you got to enter your name, or you got to enter into something. But think about that. You call it a legacy edition, or you call it, I saw the word legacy, and that literally popped in my head, and that's why I said legacy edition. That's so funny. That is so funny. A jailbreak Cowie, yeah. I might be writing a proposal this week. Wow. I wonder how many people would jump on that. And there's no added performance parts. There's nothing unique, no different colors, but you can build your own combination. They can't do it production wise. Here's the reason why, guys. Sea-Doo and Yamaha are so mass produced. I've been on the factory floor for Yamaha, and for them to do that would be it would grind production to a halt. It really would. Kawasaki does not produce the numbers that Yamaha and Sea-Doo do. Well, okay. Well, what does that mean? Their machines are almost entirely hand built, entirely hand assembled, hand painted. At Lincoln, Nebraska, and because it's a slower, shorter run, that allows them to pull some units out of the line and say, okay, we've got 300 or we've got 100 custom units we have to assemble. Okay. And everyone gets a nameplate or a number plate or a unique emblem plate. Wow. And it'll just be for the Ultra 310s. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's an interesting idea. I'm going to write that down. All right. Looks like I'm writing a letter to Ken and John. Boy. All right. So that's Cowie. 2024. What's Cowie doing? That, don't get me wrong, that's September, October of this year. What's coming out? If they do come out with another unit, it's going to be the R. What's the R going to be? It's going to be colors. It's going to be colors. It's going to be a different shaped seat, and it's going to be the aluminum, the rigid aluminum steering neck. All right. That is that's what it's going to be. Will there be 330 horse? Unlikely. Will there be custom sponsons? Unlikely. Will there be a different ride plate? Unlikely. Will there be a different pitch impeller? Unlikely. Will there be a different tune? Unlikely. What there may be is a performance page that comes up on the TFT on the dash, and you would cycle through it using the toggle on the dash, and it would come up and it would give you like performance numbers. It would give you acceleration times using the GPS. It would give you eighth mile, quarter mile, that kind of funny, top speed, all that kind of jazz, because that's available on a lot of their bikes. So but that would be something rather interesting. And I know what that would cause is a rash of people going, well, I have an X or an LX. How do I get that page? And you would end up finding some hackers who would be like, hey, listen, if you bring in your ECU, we can reflash it. We could download it, unlock this page and put it in. Bob's your uncle. Off you go. So the R, I do not expect the R to have unique parts. It sucks because I want it to. I mean, besides the steering. But I do not expect the R to have unique performance parts. They're too safe right now. They're just too safe. Have a different seat. It's going to have the steering. It'll have the shaped seat, whatever. But I don't expect anything else. So, all right. Sea-Doo, or let's do Yamaha next. Yamaha will very unlikely have anything new. We are, let's see, 24. No, they're gonna run the VX and the GP. Excuse me, they're gonna run the VX and the GP, I believe, as is until 27. And the reason why I say that is normally it's a 9-year cycle. Normally they cycle out a hull every 9 years. The problem is that A, they're very happy with the hull. The VX came out in 15. All right. The current VX hull, and which is the GP hull, and the GP showed up in 17. Well, what happened in 21? It's 21? Yeah, it's 21. 2021. 2021, they redesigned the deck of the VX and the GP. Hull's the same. Okay. Well, when they said that, they said, we are very happy with the hull. The hull does everything we've ever wanted it to do. People are very happy with the hull. It performs on every level. We see no reason to change it. We just redesigned the deck, and that adds another half-life to it. That adds another 5 years onto the hull. So that immediately told me that we're looking at a 13, 14, 15-year run of that hull. So I don't expect that hull to change. I don't expect the GP to change. I think people are very happy with the GP. I think people are very happy with the VX. Will we see a dedicated fishing one? Unlikely. They might just call it a Jetfish and you'll have it be equipped from the factory. But it's going to be effectively no different than a standard VX with a Jetfish on it, or VX or FX for that matter. I just don't see Yamaha making a dedicated unit. I don't. It will be very unlikely that you'll see that. You'll see better rec deck integration because the rec deck integration onto the FX now has permanent mounts. Even if it doesn't have a rec deck, you can screw it in. Same thing with the VX, same thing with the GP. I presume those things will come as well. Yamaha is going to double down on accessories. And really buckle up for the Connect phone integration for the next couple of years. There is a huge amount of effort and money being poured into this, into the geofencing, speed control, speed regulation, mapping, pathing software. You're going to start seeing the microphones and the texting, the voice texting on the FX going onto the VX, onto the GPs. You're going to start seeing Connects really go crazy. They've put all of their money into the infotainment side of things. In fact, the media guy who was there since like 2006, he's now in charge of, they pulled him out of media relations, and now he's in charge of the whole Connect system. But if you want to pay, if you guys want to know kind of what's coming, go look at Yamaha boats first and see what is available through the Connect software. And that's going to be trickled down into the dashboards of the Wave Runners. And that's going to be the big thing. I would love, oh, heavens, I would love to see the full-size 7-inch screen available for the naturally aspirated FXs. That I felt was a egregious error. Like, it was a sin. It was wrong. It was so wrong that they hamstrung the cruiser, who's typically the older guy with bad eyes, with the smaller screen. I was like, who thought this was a good idea? The performance guy doesn't need the big honking screen. He's like, tell me what my tack is doing. Tell me what, give me a better fuel gauge. So, that's going to be kind of where they take it. They're really gonna take that ball into the end zone on that one. But as far as new units go, no, they're not going to have a problem with that. Yeah, they're gonna put it all in the dashboards. All right, so Sea-Doo. All right, 2024. Who's up for redesign? Nobody is up for redesign except for one unit, and that is the Spark. The Sea-Doo Spark is ready for a redesign. It's gotten a little dim. It's gotten a little stale. The trick still sells, don't get me wrong, but Spark is due for a redesign. Spark will remain in Polytech. It will still remain in plastic. It's not going to go to fiberglass. It's not going to go to CM Tech. It's not going to go to anything else. It's going to be that. It will still likely retain the Ace 900. Almost certain you're going to see the 60 be phased out. I think the 60 is already phased out. I think they already phased out the 60. You just get a 90. But you will likely see either a tuned 100 or 110 horse Ace engine. I feel it's very unlikely that we're going to see a 1630 Ace with 130 horsepower. that was the horsepower that they said they had on the test lake was 130 horse, and they said 170 was dangerous. It was a 64 mile an hour spark with a very large man, Martin Lachance, on it, and they said people will die. we can't trust the public with 170 horse. They're like, and frankly, we're on the fence about 130 horse. Now, will that, that engine being naturally aspirated allows it to run on 87 octane. A turbo would require require 91 or 93. And the turbo was going to have more heat, more plumbing, more things to be fixed, and, more reasons to take the top deck off. They didn't want that. They wanted to keep it simple. That's the best. That is the beauty of the Spark, is that it is a simple machine. So Spark is going to be redesigned. A Spark X will throw nitromethane on the fire. A Spark X with big horsepower, it'll get people in the door, and they'll go, holy crap, I can get 115 or 130 horse in a Spark. Dude, sign me up. Where do I go? And they go, well, all of ours have been sold out. You're going to have to find yours 3 states away, or we can sell you a 90 horse Trix in these fun colors. And they go, you know what? I don't need the big horsepower. Just give me the Trix. Okay. So instead of the Spark X, you'll have the Trix, and then you'll have the regular Sparks down the line. Spark needs new life. Spark needs new life. Now, on the same thread, a couple of people have asked, well, what about the e-GTI? What about the electric GTI? I think they're a little ways away. And in conversation, they did mention, they're like, well, we're already starting to see backlash over the push for electric. And with the information coming out about cobalt mining, and that all the cobalt mines in the Congo are done by hand. There's 15,000 people standing in flip-flops or barefoot digging cobalt with no masks, which is incredibly toxic to human beings. A lot of people will be like, oh, wow, this can go poorly. Tesla stock is taking a hit with the reporting of how cobalt is mined, and there's a little bit of political pushback going on right now. It's not huge, it's not overwhelming, but it's building momentum. So I don't foresee Sea-Doo going electric anytime soon, at least not in a accelerated manner. Super chat from Henry. Thanks for answering my email. Here's the super chat I promised in case you think. That's funny. No, I didn't think so. Yeah, Warhead's interesting. If a Spark X can go 60, I'd buy one over a GP 1800 SVHO. That's pretty funny. That's interesting. Well, again, a Spark is it's a rowdy throwback to the HX. And if they finally gave the Spark the legs that people wanted, because think about it. If you got a 130, you call up Riva tomorrow and be like, hey, I need to reflash this to 170. Done. We got it. I mean, that's done through buds. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, well, what's your stage 1 tune? Well, our stage 1 tune is 190 horse with an air filter. Oh, 190 horsepower Spark. Yeah, you're going to want to wear a neck brace. That's pretty funny. So, Spark is the giant boulder from Raiders of the Lost Ark just rolling towards us. That's the one that needs to happen. And no, I do not think so, Henry. I do not. I think it'd be well, not worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze. You can try to reinvent the wheel. I don't know. I'm not motivated enough to cut up a Spark and cut up a brand new E-Tech to do it. I don't see the value in it. So those are really the big three. The big three is Cowie going large into the naturally aspirated market, hopefully. The second is Yamaha going strong into infotainment, the Connect system. And third is the new Spark. That's what is to be expected. No, it's not discontinued. It's been renamed and repackaged, and it's now the Rotax 150. The E-Tech is not dead. It's just been metamorphosed into the Rotax 150. All right, I know we got a bunch of questions and comments here, so I'm going to scroll up. If we have any super chats, I'll make sure to get those guys first. Otherwise, we're going to grab some questions, and then I'll get out of here. All right. Adventure State writes, I remember a year or two ago you created a better catch can for Sea-Doo but decided not to release it. Do you have any plans to do something like that for Cowie? Why? Kawasaki already comes with a catch can. Did you not know that? You own 2 of them, Chris. And by the way, it's not a catch can. It's an oil separator. Look at what it does. It's attached. It's that funny looking triangle thing that's attached to the side of your intercooler. I want you to pull the seat off and I want you to look at it. Follow the hoses. Follow where the hoses go. And you'll go, oh my gosh. That's what it does. It's your oil separator. Comes stock with it. Your Cowie comes stock with a blow-off valve and an oil separator, which is better than a catch can. All right. Question. Would you or have you reviewed a Stage 1? Yes, Riva, I've done multiple limited editions. Question. Is the Watercraft Journal your only daily job form of income? No. Shaw Group Media publishes this podcast, the Watercraft Journal website, Watercraft Journal videos, which are sold separately, literally sold in an advertising package separately. Mopar Connection magazine, the Mopar Connection YouTube channel. I also am an independent publisher. I publish 3 books. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. No, Chris, yeah. Henry, what do you think about the C8 Z06? Listen, Kawasaki. Corvette has been toying with a mid-engine Corvette platform since, I want to say, 1962. Zora Duntov has been the creator of the Corvette. Zora was toying with mid-engine back in the 60s. But it was absolutely cost prohibitive for them to do so. Now, what's interesting, though, is that they actually had a working prototype platform by 66, and it was really good. Like, it was really good. But what was funny was that a lot of the architecture was shared with the Corvair, which people will be like, the Corvair, unsafe at any speed. Green Party. All right. It was still a really good platform. What's hilarious about it was that Corvette said, this is great, but we're not doing anything with it. And they shelved it. Well, good old 6'3" John DeLorean got his hands on that platform because he was running Pontiac at the time. And he had already come up with the GTO, and it was a home run. and they were working on a pony car, the Firebird, and that was a sister car to the Camaro. Which correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I know more Chevy guys will know this, but my understanding was that the operating name for the Camaro was the Panther for like a year and a half or 2 years. They were going to call it the Panther. Sex Panther. Well, what's the quote? It's like it works 30% of the time, all the time. Anyway, but Pontiac came out with a mid-engine platformed supercar. And it was a Detroit Auto Show car. And they came out, I want to say 66 or 69. They presented it. And it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. And they didn't do anything with it. And humorously enough, a lot of those plans got purchased by the American Motor Company, AMC. And they made the AMX that was the AMX R or the AMX 7. And that was a mid-engine prototype. I'm giving you a history of domestic mid-engine cars. I'm not telling you about the brand new Z06. I don't know anything about it. I know it's bitching, and mid-engine is the way to go with supercars. But I mean, it's gonna be absolutely badass. I mean, it's badass. The new C8, the standard C8 with its knife-edged flat crank is a monster. The LT4 and the LT5, they're monsters. So you're going to supercharge that? Come on. It's going to be a monster. It's going to be great. All right. David writes, I have a good review of a Riva ride plate on a 22 FX. Definitely rides higher and slipperier in the back end. Map Tuner X is on the way to test unlock speed. David, if you want to write a review for us for the ride plate and you've taken pictures, why don't you email me and we'll talk about it and I'll pay you for the article. Kirkland writes, just ordered a 2023 GP SVHO and VX Limited HO. What are the soft spots to look for? Freshwater use only, no jumping, and with proper maintenance. Well, the VX Limited HO is grenade proof. It's a Toyota Camry. You could drive over landmines. You'll be fine. The only thing to be concerned with GP SVHO is that it still continues to be Nano Excel 2. And both machines are painted with automotive grade paint. None of them have a very good flex additive in it, which means that the paint has a tendency to crack because of flexing. What I strongly recommend is that you be very cognizant of when you bring that ski up on both of them, really, up on the beach or up on sand, or even driving them up the bunks or a floating launch. All right. Just be careful because those rollers and bunks can scratch, can burn the paint on the bottom of your ski. So that's the only thing. I have talked to people who've done ceramic coating. I've talked to people who've done all sorts of different waxes and coats. It doesn't last very long because riding a jet ski is like pressure washing the hull nonstop. Does that make sense? So you just got to be really careful about it. My recommendation for a permanent solution was having the hulls painted with clear coat with a flex additive. Most people don't want to go that far. That's a couple of $1,000s on top of your skis. So that's up to you. All right, let me go back up and keep going with the questions here. Christopher Moeller, you are correct. It's already slowing down. Look at this. You notice that there are now dealer sales for boat shows, and there are dealer discounts for boat shows. You notice that? We went 2 years of no sales, and now they're putting up boat show specials. Pay attention. Marino writes, is a stage 1 kit for a Sea-Doo RX PX safe? I'm very meticulous on the upkeep of the machine. Yeah. I mean, it's safe. I don't recommend ever cutting a hole in your hull for exhaust. It kills your resale value. If you plan on keeping the ski for a long time, then don't worry about it. A regular through hull or a regular free flow exhaust works just as good. Yeah, you're not shooting flames out the back or whatever the hell, but free flow exhaust with a stage 1 kit will be more than you'll ever need if you wanted to change your exhaust. Keith writes, I'm about to order a map tuner for my Sea-Doo, a 2021 GTX that currently has 50 hours on it. Will a map tuner clear the maintenance required prompt, or do I need the additional Riva Services app? Previously, I knew it did clear it. I think you can clear all of your codes on your map with using the standard map tuner. I don't think you need the dealer service app. But if it does pop up again, no, you can reset it. You can reset the maintenance. I want to say you can reset the maintenance. I don't have a map tuner. I don't play with it. Greg and Jerry Gaddis deal with it daily. I don't. All right, questions. I don't see. Body in white. Yeah, there you go. That's old school. Question. Did you already mention the publishing video and quick topic scheduling, or did I miss it? It was mentioned in description. I just thought we'd talk about live streams. Okay. That is a good point. Thank you, Chris. Right now, we have sponsorship for the newsletter and for the video newsletter. And because of the video newsletter and because of the income it provides, I don't have plans to kill the quick topics anytime soon. Some of them hit off. Some of them get 1,000 views. Some of them get 5,000 views. Some of them get 500 views. It just depends. As far as publishing content for the magazine, right now, unless it is a tutorial, unless it is technical content, or unless it is event coverage, most all content will now be somewhat correlated to advertisers. So sales, special discounts, news updates, things like that. General news, news like, hey, a moron got stuck offshore off Miami and got airlifted out by a helicopter. I'm going to pass on that stuff now. Well, okay, let's talk about it in a greater sense. Readership of the Watercraft Journal has declined over the years, over the last 2 years. And that readership decline is attributed to a couple things. What currently I'm concerned with is that I believe more and more people are inclined to go to the YouTube channel than they are to the magazine, because people are less inclined to read and more inclined to watch. And that unfortunately activates a different portion of your brain. And most people who watch videos don't learn the same way they would learn if they were to read something. So unfortunately, I'm finding more and more people will digest a video and not retain a damn word and go, hey, you didn't mention how fast it was. I go, I said it twice in the video. What? Pictures move fast. Anyway, so it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. Am I ready to take the Watercraft Journal 100% video? Not yet. Do I want to? Absolutely not. So publishing schedule is gonna retain Monday through Friday. I might be marrying the 2 newsletters into one instead of sending out one on Monday and one on Friday. It might just be Mondays, and that's it. And it'll just be a big newsletter. So I haven't necessarily hammered that down completely because I do have some advertising sponsorships, people paying money for that. So we'll see. But I think I might be wrapping both of the newsletters up into one big one. And it'll be all redesigned and all that kind of stuff. All right. We're almost done here because it's already 15 after, and this was supposed to be less than Merc, good question. Do you think there will be a ban on so much infotainment due to uprising accidents? Right now, accident numbers have gone up because there's more watercraft on the water. And there's more people just goofing off on the water. It just so happens that more and more of these new units do have infotainment systems on them. Have they been correlated? Have people said, man, I was messing with my radio or I was looking at the GPS and I went into this buoy or ran into this boat or whatever? No, not yet. We're not there yet. Now, it'll take one good accident or one good injury with a lawsuit to really slam on the brakes on the infotainment thing. So far, it's just me bitching about it like an old man. But we could get there. But right now, it's full steam ahead on infotainment. And Sea-Doo has redesigned their app, and they've redesigned, I don't know about the dashboard itself. Or do I? Do I? I think they redesigned the dashboard. Because it's taller. Same width, but it's taller now. I'd have to go double check. But I do believe that you'll see a new tech package soon. Is it going to be this year? I don't know. But they are very keenly aware of the bugs of the BRP Go, and they're trying to make it easier. I have been a thorn in their side, and I'll admit to that, but I hate it. Like I vitriolically hate it. Like I in private communications, I tell people, do whatever you can to not get it. They're like, but I want sound. I'm like, no, you don't. Well, yeah, I do. I'm like, then stop talking to me. Oh, I'm like, yeah. I'm not going to recommend something that I hate. And I hate this. All right. Do you think the Switch will have any changes? No. They got rid of the 100 horsepower. It's now 170. It's just 170 and 230 now. ST3 hull has what? 2-3 more years. Came out in 18, so you're looking at 27. It's a 9-year run on that hull. So we're stuck with the ST3 hull till 2027. Greg, no, I canceled the ride. I'm too damn busy. Sorry about that. When do new skis typically come out? Spring, summer, fall, winter? Just curious. They come out end of third quarter. End of third quarter typically puts you around late August, early September. Sea-Doo is usually first. Yamaha used to be first, and Yamaha used to invite the media out, but Yamaha won't have us out. Yamaha is going to bring out some girl who does makeup tutorials, and they're going to bring out, some other Instagrammers and TikTokers and other mindless idiots talking to 26-year-olds and going, don't you want to buy a new jet ski? And they're going to be like, I live with my parents and I'm $110,000 in debt because everyone told me I need to go to college. So, yeah. Oh, we got a super chat. Thoughts on seat covers? They cover your seat. Steve, I picked up a 2023 GP 1800R on Friday. Haven't even broken it in yet. If I install a catch can, will that affect the break-in? No. Should I go ahead and do the winterization? Are you not going to ride it? Is there any gas in it? If there hasn't even been any water in it? You haven't even ridden it. So why winterize it? Yeah. What's there to winterize? I don't understand. There's nothing to winterize if it's never had gas or oil in it. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm like, I don't understand your question. That's pretty funny. All right. Yeah, no. If it's never even been on the water, there's nothing to winterize. Put it in your garage. If there's not even any gas in the damn thing, then I would, don't even fire it up. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Steve. I didn't know. I didn't, because at first I was like, I don't understand. Okay. Henry writes, are Wave Runners the only Yamahas to get the TR1? We have 2 snowmobiles and looked up the specs, and they're identical to TR1. How does it cool on the sleds? They're air cooled. Aren't they air cooled, or do they have coolant? The snowmobiles. I've never looked. Yeah, I don't know. Finally, someone agrees with me with college. Dude, college is such a scam. I mean, unless you're going to be a medical doctor or a lawyer. First, if you're going to be a lawyer, just go play in traffic, because the world doesn't need more lawyers. Second of all, if you're going to be a doctor, you got to go to medical school. Otherwise, go to trade school or just go to work. They are liquid cooled. Okay, thank you, Mark. I appreciate you answering me that. Yeah, if they're liquid cooled, then they're liquid cooled. They run, they run a antifreeze through it. Your first ski is a GP 1800R? Your first ski is a GP? Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, you're gonna hate that thing. I've ridden plenty. Okay. Oh, for you guys who are curious about production, any production delays, we are no longer. You're really not looking at any sort of supply chain problems, because demand has gone and dropped. They can now keep up with demand because demand has nosedived. So that you're not really looking at the strain on demand on the supply chain like we were. So your ski should not be delayed. Should being the operative word. So yeah. After the recession, after Chris, stop going to Florida to get your meth. Holy crap. No, they're done. It's over. It's all over, dude. Yeah, it's all over. The American dollar is deflated to the point of insolvency. All right. And we're never going to have a Republican president ever again. It's over. Okay. We got Kevin McCarthy running the Republican Party now, which is, the same guy who was nominated by Liz Cheney. Everyone made deals. The Democrats sat out the vote. It's over. We'll never have an honest election ever again. It's done. It's all over, dude. Kiss it goodbye. Fly your flag upside down out the front of your house. And just prepare yourself for the next 12 years before Jesus Christ comes back and splits the Mount of Olives in half. It's over. All right. April 6th, the morning of, let's see, Central Standard Time. I believe it's a 9-hour difference. So it would be around 11 p.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S., April 5th, 2034. I got $20 on it. If you want to know when I think Jesus comes back. So, all right. Guys, I think I'm done. This was fun. We're goofing off. Kind of lightweight. I like the idea of the Kawasaki limited editions. I think that was fun. I think I'll write an email. That might end up being something a year from now. But, all right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to put the poll up as soon as I'm done here. I'm going to go over to the YouTube channel, and I'll put up the poll for what day of the week we're going to start doing these. And we will start not this week, but next week on doing the podcast during the middle of the week. All right, guys. Thanks again. I'm glad you guys tuned in. I know we're going to get less likes. We only got 45 likes right now, but we only had 110 people. But again, who's tuning in to hear me talk about my business? No one really cares. They want to hear me talk about newfangled jet ski stuff. So, all right, guys. Have a good night.